Hval, Classic Objects. Hval is a European synthesist and kind of is well known for being pretty experimental, but this particular album is one that she's pushed herself into a little bit more of a pop realm. All the critics who have read this album say that this is Hval's pop album, if there is one, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's super straightforward. It certainly has a lot of open-ended and experimental aspects to it, especially in terms of the sounds that are used. There's parts in here where there's just dissolves into crickety soundscapes, but it's also really clearly defined by these beautiful like floating melodies that sit on top of her synthesizer textures, and so brings it together and really hits that songwriting note in this that keeps it from being so experimental that it loses accessibility. But I think that's really a whole lot about the sounds that she uses and the kinds of structures that she uses in her music to lay underneath these melodies that really give it so much character. And also Hval's very, I think, intellectual approach to her lyrics. They're not so intellectual, I think, that they become weighed down by verbiage. The lyrics themselves are very plain. They're things that you can relate to. But she's investigating things like what it is to be me, but me like without like labels or anything else. What is the core of the essence of what it is to be, to have an identity and strip it away from all of the labels. That's a heady concept, but she's investigating it in a very real and a reflective way. And that also adds a layer, I think, of interest to this album. So this really like fires on a lot of cylinders overall.